Hey everyone, welcome back to more political chatter. This 2024 election prediction is a bit interesting because it is between two people who are heavily involved with politics. So in this prediction, the Republican nominee, as in many of my predictions, is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, of course, is the former president, very conservative. And CPAC, he just always hints towards a 2024 presidential run. And you know who he is. After January 6th, he dropped in popularity, but really, Joe Biden, the incumbent president, is very, very, very unpopular. And as of right now, 2024 will likely be a Republican year. And Trump's Democratic opponent in this matchup is Jen Psaki. And all Trump supporters and most Republicans and some Democrats just really hate Jen Psaki. She has just gotten so much hate from outside of the Biden faction of the United States. A lot of people just dislike Jen Psaki, but what's really going to hurt her in this matchup is because she is so closely aligned with Biden. Oh, I forgot to say who she even is. Jen Psaki is the press secretary of the United States. She serves under Biden, so sorry, I forgot to say that. But she's just so closely aligned with Biden that it will hurt her so badly because the Democrats need someone who distanced themselves away from Biden, so Democratic voters won't hold it against them for, being closely aligned with the very unpopular President Biden. So let's get into this election prediction. California and Washington will stay safe, Democratic, along with Illinois and Hawaii and D.C., Maryland, and just because it is Biden's home state, Delaware, New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Vermont. Then going to states like Oregon, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Maine's 1st District, 3 states in 1 district that went likely for Hillary Clinton in 2016. And I think, again, someone as weak as Jen Psaki, who's so hated by the other side, I do think that these would be likely states for Jen Psaki. And then going to safe states for Trump, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, North and South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska at large, Nebraska's 1st, Nebraska's 3rd districts, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, Indiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And I mean, honestly, probably Alaska. I don't see Jen Psaki doing that well in the state of Alaska at all. Alright, so let's get into the more close states. So there will be states such as South Carolina, Texas, Maine's 2nd District, Iowa, and Ohio are all Republican states. Trump did with the exception of Texas, he did very well in these states in 2020 when he was not expected to. 2020, we have to remember, was expected to be so much blue than it actually was. Trump was somehow able to turn out more voters than he did in 2016. He did better than he did in 2016, but the Democrats just turned out even more. All right, but he did so well in states like Iowa and Ohio. Maine's 2nd. That was supposed to be very, very close. These were supposed to be swing states, but he carried all by a likely margin. And against someone like Jen Psaki, who is so unpopular, he will do exactly the same. Going down to Florida, Jen Psaki is so hated here. So many people just think that she is annoying. We have to remember that she's just annoying, especially on the conservative side. And in a conservative state like Florida that's shifting red, I think it's going to go to Trump by likely margin in a red wave year. And then Jen Psaki, she doesn't have any connection to African Americans. Biden did, and that's why he won Georgia, because he was Obama's vice president. Jen Psaki does not. That means states like Georgia and North Carolina are going to flip back red. I think that North Carolina will be likely, but I think that Georgia will be lean. Moving up to Virginia, I see Jen Psaki being really acceptable to these voters here. I mean, sure, she's closely aligned with Biden, but Glenn Youngkin won by distancing himself away from Donald Trump here. He won the gubernatorial election. Well, Trump is the nominee, and he cannot distance away from himself, so I do think that Virginia would go to Jen Psaki by a lean margin. And then going up, let's go to Nebraska, 2nd District. Probably flip back red. Probably go to Trump by a lean margin, I would say. And then going to New Mexico and Colorado, I think that Jen Psaki would do pretty well in the state of Colorado, similar to Hillary Clinton, who won it by 4.9%. Because she definitely sees that state where she will turn out most Democrats. But going down to New Mexico, I do think that this would be closer, but ultimately she will win a lot of women down in New Mexico. And I do think that would be enough for her to win it by a lean margin. But going to Arizona and Nevada, Trump will carry both by a lean margin. We have to remember that there are a lot of Trumpian Republicans in these two states. And, sure, he made the comments about McCain, but saying that it was so close in 2020, he will only increase, or Democrats will only stay more home for Donald Trump for Jen Psaki than they did for Biden in 2020. So I do think that these would both go to Trump by a lean margin. Sorry. Anyway, going over to Maine at large, I mean, this will probably be lean for Psaki. Yeah. And then New Hampshire is really close, but because they really distanced themselves away from Trump in 2020. It was really close in 2016, but we have to remember that Hillary Clinton did win this in 2016. Then once Trump won, they got a feel of how he was, and they were like, whoa, we do not like this. Then it goes to Biden by, I believe, 9 points, which is an insane shift. It was one of the states that shifted the most in 2020. So, so New Hampshire will be pretty close, but I would say that Trump would win by a tilt margin. I think that Jen Psaki would do narrowly worse here. And yeah, because 2024 will likely be more of a red wave year than 2016, and Trump won in 2016. So Trump has already won here. And Minnesota will probably be lean Psaki. I definitely think that there are enough liberal Democrats who closely align with Biden for her to win here. But really, the blue wall's law saying that Trump won it in 2016. He will do it once again in 2024. I think that Michigan would be pretty close because I do think that there are enough Democrats who align with Biden to make it a tilt margin. But anyways, so this is my final map. Take it all in. Pause the video if you need. Donald Trump wins with 317 electoral votes to Jen Psaki's 221. He flips the states of Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New Hampshire. So if you enjoyed this video, please please consider subscribing to my channel, The Political Chatter, because I really want you to subscribe because no one has been subscribing lately. So I beg of you, please subscribe. And anyway, you have a good day, and I will see you all likely later today, if not tomorrow.